Have you ever wondered why you prayed, cried, forgave, and yet your heart still hurts? Why do some wounds seem to disappear while others take months or even years to heal? What if healing was never meant to happen overnight? Hey everyone, I am Wendy and welcome back to Boss Wendy, where faith meets clarity, pain becomes purpose, and every setback becomes a setup for God's glory. Today, we are talking about healing, not the kind that needs a bandage, but the kind that only God can perform deep within your heart. Now, healing is not a race, it is a journey. Every tear, every sleepless night, every prayer, and every disappointment has a purpose. Can I be honest with you? There was a time when someone very close to me betrayed me, not a stranger, not someone passing through my life, someone I trusted, someone I loved, someone I was fond of, someone I would have defended without hesitation. Then suddenly, bam, they became the very reason I found myself on my knees crying out to God. I remember saying, Lord, are you seeing this? I even wondered if God had accidentally sent the wrong people into my life. But then I realized something that changed everything. God doesn't always send people to stay forever. I bet you. Sometimes He allows people to reveal who they truly are. And here's the irony. While I thought they were writing the end of my story, God was quietly writing a brand new beginning. I truly believe that betrayal that one was gonna finish me. I thought the pain would destroy me. I thought I would never smile again. But I bet you, while I believed I was being buried, God knew I was being planted. The very dirt I thought would suffocate me became the soil where my faith began to grow. And here I am today. The enemy looked at the grave, God looked at the garden. Sometimes we panic because we see dirt, but God smiles because He already sees the harvest. How beautiful. The Bible is filled with stories like this. Joseph was buried by his own brothers, sold into a slavery, forgotten, and falsely accused. Yet, Genesis 50, verse 20 reminds us, you intended to harm me, but God intended it for good. Isn't that just like our God? He has a way of taking what people meant for our destruction and transforming it into our greatest testimony. What looked like rejection became divine redirection. Now, healing isn't linear. Some days you will laugh with all your heart, and the next day, a memory, a song, a familiar place will bring tears to your eyes. That doesn't mean you are going backwards. It simply means you are healing layer by layer. Now, Ecclesiastes 3 verse 3 tells us there is a time to heal. Notice, it doesn't promise instant healing. It promises that healing has its own season and God walks with us through every step of it. So beautiful, right? Now, can I tell you something that might make you smile, as I'm doing right now? Sometimes the very people who walked away suddenly become curious when they see you happy again. Isn't life funny? The moment you stop chasing people, they suddenly notice you're no longer chasing them. The moment you protect your peace, They wonder why they can no longer disturb it. But don't let that distract you. Healing isn't about proving people wrong. It is about allowing God to make you whole again. Now, forgiveness is one of the hardest parts of healing. You know, it doesn't mean pretending nothing happened. It doesn't mean inviting toxic people back into your life. Forgiveness simply means refusing to let yesterday's pain steal today's peace. As I like to say it, don't let people live rent free in your mind. That space belongs to God, your purpose, your dreams, and your future, not to bitterness. I love this verse. Psalms 147, verse 3 declares, He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Notice, who heals us? Not revenge, not gossip, not getting even, you know, not watching people fail. God heals. Today, I can honestly smile again, not because the betrayal never happened, but because God restored what people tried to break. My scars no longer remind them, remind that pain. They remind me of God's faithfulness. Now, if you're listening to me today after being betrayed, rejected, or deeply hurt, I want you to know your story is not over. I'm getting a little bit emotional, which is part of the healing process. I just want to tell you that your pain is temporary, but God's purpose for your life is eternal. Keep praying, keep believing, keep trusting God, even when you don't understand the process. One day, you will look back and realize that what almost destroyed you became the testimony that encouraged someone else to keep going. Now, if this message blessed you, share it with someone who needs hope today. Subscribe to Boss Wendy, and always remember, healing isn't about becoming who you used to be. It's about becoming the stronger, the wiser, faith-filled person God created you to become. Now, God bless you.